this is Diane Morellis with Visions and Traditions Realty, here again for our little Tuesday excerpt about real estate, all things real estate. And last week, I don't know if you remember or not, we actually were talking about home staging, and we were talking about how my company likes to use professional photographers and how we will send in a home stager for you when you list with us for an hour to kind of walk through things and help get you straightened out or get you set up for things to come, or the next step in the process when you're putting a house on the market, which is for the photographer when he comes out. So anyhow, today I would like to kind of step into how to get ready for that home stager. A lot of people think, when they're putting the house on the market, the first thing that they talk about is, oh my God, I gotta go declutter, depersonalize, and all of that good stuff. Well, before you start kind of having a panic attack over all of that, just step back and think to yourself, okay, yeah, we need to do all of that, but let's do it one thing at a time here. So if we're getting ready for a stager to come in, and the ultimate goal is to get the house on the market, the first things that we want to do, is to go around the house and let's start trashing things out. Let's start pulling out things that are expired, old paint, old makeup, old magazines, torn up, dirty, stinky, smelly mops, rags, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and take that and throw it in the trash and get all that stuff out of the way and get that by the curbside for the garbage man to take. Because bottom line is, it's only going to be in your way as you start to declutter. So we want to get rid of all the garbage, and don't be afraid to throw anything away. I am the world's worst when it comes to throwing things away. I feel like I can't. I've got shoes from when I was 16 years old. I hate to admit that, considering I'll be 61 this month, but I do. I have shoes from when I was 16. You just, when you go to private school and you only get 2 pairs of shoes a year, you hang on to some things. But that's a secret between you and I, so don't tell that to anybody. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and, kind of get back to that. Look through the house, go through your garage, look for your expired paint, look for all those plastic containers. My husband gets so angry at me because the plastic containers that I put spaghetti sauce or chili in, they always get stained after the first use. And he's like, why do you even keep these things? Just throw them out. They look so nasty. So get rid of all of that stuff. Check your pantry. Look for expired canned goods. Look for all that expired food. Noodles even. That stuff expires. Go ahead and get rid of it. Hi, Julie. It's nice to see you. Let's see, what else? We've got, the other thing, expired coupons. I'm one of those that as the mail comes in, I get little coupons and I rip them out and I set them on the counter, and I think, I'm going to use that, or I post it to the refrigerator door and think I'm going to use that. Well, needless to say, it always comes up expired. So go through all of that and get rid of those. And in addition to that, and now this is one of the hardest things for me to do as well, get rid of the junk drawer. We all have to have a junk drawer. Hi, Karen. We all have to have a junk drawer. I've got 2. I hate to admit it, but I do. Try to go ahead and get rid of the junk drawer. Most likely in your junk drawer will be things that are expired or things that you don't need, things that, things that you just, Band-Aid, scissors, string. It's every year I buy string when I'm going to cook a turkey to tie the turkey legs. And every year I start digging through things and I come across a roll of string that I've had from 5 years ago. So just kind of start going through things like that, because the bottom line is you're going to move. You're going to start acquiring all this stuff again. So just go ahead and dump it. Get it in the trash. And remember, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So when you start doing this, separate the stuff that's going to go from junk to possibly have somebody come pick up and that would want to donate to some place. Remember too, bins. I'm big on bins. If you're concerned about something, start buying some of those plastic bins, and you can load things in there, fold those tops over and stack them in the garage. And don't forget to go in the garage and start throwing stuff out from there. And I know husbands will get mad at me, but let's face it, we've got broken tools in there, and we've got broken boards and things that nobody's touched in about 2, 3, 5, 10 years. I don't think anybody's going to miss it if it goes in the garbage. In the bathroom, expired makeup, expired chemicals, things like that are important to get rid of. Old batteries. The other thing to take into consideration too, kitchen as well as in your office area, we do have a tendency to take manuals and stash them. You know, I buy a new blender or something and I stash it in the drawer. And so if you go through there, pull those out, because you may not even have that appliance anymore. So get rid of it, throw it away, and then the appliances that you do have, go ahead and set aside, and then you can make a binder and have that handy or on the counter for when prospective buyers come to look at the house and they can glance through it and they will think that you are the best seller in the world, that you're so organized and you take such good care of things. It'll be very impressive for them. And then in addition to that, as you're going through things, if you find any paperwork from the previous time when you bought the house, set that aside too. And I think I mentioned about the old batteries. Oh, the one thing I didn't talk about is, you know, I'm real big at when selling a house, you start at the curb, pulling up to the front door or pulling up to the front curb and starting at the front there and working your way around. Okay, if you're like me, I do love to try to plant plants. I'm not very good at it, but I do try. I've been trying for 30 years to make things grow, and this is the first year. I'm so proud of myself. I did make some peppers grow. I made some banana peppers grow. And, ooh, hey, David, I made some Hungarian banana peppers grow. We grew those up north. So anyhow, I did get those to grow. And however, with that being said, you know, you've got the pots out there that you got to clean out and the old stems and all of that stuff. So be sure you take a plastic bag out there and you load up all of your supplies, oh my goodness, what am I trying to say? Lisette, what am I trying to say?
I'm sorry, I was just looking at Julie. She was
sorry.
mentioning bins and how important it is to have bins to go from one room to the other. So
Oh, fertilizer. I'm sorry. Bins and fertilizer. It works for me. Does it work for you? My mind works in mysterious ways. You got to keep up with me. I'm a little strange. But no, you know, outside we have a tendency to get that fertilizer out there and kind of push things off, or we have those little shovels and all the little snippers and all that. Gather all that stuff up, put it in a bin, put it in the garage, because while you're selling the house, you're most likely not going to be working on those plants. Now, don't forget, even though I'm saying this, we do expect, as real estate agents, for you to live in your house. We don't expect that you're going to have to kind of just sit back and go, oh my God, it's got to be a model home, otherwise nobody's going to buy it. That's not true at all. You have to live there, because the people coming to look at your house are going to have to feel that the home is lived in. They need to feel the love behind it. They just don't need to get distracted when they're looking around by your junk drawers, or like me, my 2 junk drawers, or my closets that have my shoes in from when I was 16 years old. David, do you remember those shoes from Bethlehem Catholic High School? So anyhow, I thought you'd get a kick out of that one. Anyhow, moving on to some other things, unused decor. If you've got something in the house that you absolutely love and you just don't want to get rid of it, go ahead and stick it in the garage or get a storage place. They're not all that expensive. They're actually, maybe $100 a month for an 8x5 or 8x10 place. And it's amazing what they'll hold. And it's amazing what you can, it's easily accessible. They're climate controlled. Yeah, you do got to be careful when we get into the rainy season and the weather's blowing that way. Just, you know, might want to take some precautions there, because you don't want your stuff to get ruined. But it is a great place to take those storage bins and load that stuff up. I'm trying to think, does anybody have any questions? Okay, so then what I'd like to talk about a little bit is, as we're talking about the decluttering, we want to get into the closets. And people worry about what to do in closets. You want to know what to hang, what to box, what to fold. go in your closets, hang things like shirts and jackets and coats. You want to take sweaters and pants and things that are going to stretch, and take those and fold those and put those in piles. And double check your linen closets and be sure everything in there, just kind of go through it and see if you have any old wash rags in there or any old towels that are frayed or tattered. Pull them puppies out and just throw them away. Get those, tear them up and put them in a bag and get them ready for your next house to go in and do cleaning on the next go around. Well guys, it was great talking to you this afternoon. I thoroughly enjoyed it and looking forward to talking to you again next week. Next week I think what we're going to talk about is getting ready for the photographer, or doing things to help the photographer out, little things that you may not think of, and kind of just set that little light bulb going there for you. And don't forget, Visions and Traditions, make it the place to go when you want to buy or sell property. And we will, if you're listing a house, we will be more than happy to send out a professional photographer out there for you. And we will give you 1 hour of staging. And actually, if you buy a house from us, we may send a stager out there to help you get things set up for an hour as well. Oh, let's see, one thing I start doing if I'm planning on moving, I start room by room looking for what I still keep. See, yes, absolutely. Room by room is such a great idea, Julie. It's a fantastic idea. And that's why I think if you start room by room and you actually, I don't really like the word declutter when we're doing more of a trash out, but if you start room by room doing a trash out and then go back again and start over again, and even make a list of rooms, and then you can check off the things that you've done, check off that you've done your trash out, check off that you've gone through and you've thrown away all old toys, check off that you've gone through and thrown out all the old linens and all the old towels. Anybody else have any good comments, any good pieces of advice to throw in here for us? Anything that I'm sure I've overlooked a lot, so please feel free to chime in.
Julie added, moving can be really hectic.
Oh, moving can be hectic is true. Oh, it's very emotional. I mean, it is an overwhelming experience, and I don't envy anybody who goes through it. It's just one of the hardest things to deal with, and especially if you have children. It's bad enough when it's just a kid going off to college, or a young couple moving in together, just getting married. But then when you've got kids that you're moving from one house to another, or from town to town, school to school, or even, let's take it up a notch, a senior citizen, that you're moving them from their home into a facility. It's just cleaning that stuff out is terrible. I'm going through that myself right now. I've got a senior uncle that I'm having to clean out his stuff, and I'm not looking forward to it. Actually, I keep postponing it as much as possible. I'm a horrible person.
She said, and children doesn't make it easy either.
Yeah, yes, the children are crazy. Hey Janet, how are you?
Oh yeah, Janet is with us.
It's good to see you. Glad you could join us. Is there anything you'd like to pitch in?
Do you have a website I can see your listing? So I'm going to go ahead and send that to her, but if you want to share it with
Absolutely.
everyone.
Yes, we do have a website. Our website is actually visionsandtraditionsrealty.net. And through our Facebook page, there's actually a link that you can click on that will take you to that website as well. This is so great. I so thoroughly enjoyed, just thoroughly enjoyed visiting with everybody, and I do look forward to seeing everybody next week. Tune in if you can. I like to make it short, don't want to take up too much of your time because I know that you're busy, and just want to give out some little tidbits, and always looking for input from any of you guys out there, because I don't know it all. I don't have all the information, and the more we input together, the stronger we become, and the better we become at buying and selling. Again, If you're thinking of buying or selling, or buying and selling, which we love to do both here, consider Visions and Traditions. We've got a great group of agents here and would love to have you as a client. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful afternoon all.